start from a fresh analysis here, but we can see that price broke out of this resistance in the 4 hour. Now we're looking like we're heading up. So let's kind of see. That happened like an hour and a half ago. This prayer break. It's still pretty relevant right now, actually. Even. So let's kind of just draw out where price might want to head. Price might want to get to this level. And it might be retracing right now, so we might have to break. We have to wait for a break on the top. And in doing so, again, let's break on the top right here. We might actually get some hiccups. We'll see. I'm gonna be the majority of the time sitting on my hand. Not really trying to take much. What this area is about 15, 16 pips, which is really good. So I'll wait for that. I'm looking to take a trade before 8:30 a.m. because there's some big news coming up, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Just quickly double check 23rd. 30. No, it's at 9:45, so we're actually safe in that regard. Yeah, it looks like price wants to get to the top of these wicks right here. It looks like we're having trouble bouncing off these wicks, so we're gonna have a lot of trouble in these areas. Let's see. Can be caught. So we'll start from a fresh down analysis on GU. We'll go to the daily. Just go to a drawing tool here. On the daily, we have prices recently rejected off this level of support right here. So that's recent. Zooming in, price looks like it wants to head to maybe the top of this area right here. It's creating kind of a stairs kind of situation here. And let's zoom in, kind of see what other levels are on here. So yeah, price, this was like a level of support right here. Price broke it and now came up to re-enter it. So if this gets respected, then we're going to continue to buy, but if it starts to break below, then we're going to start to sell. I'm going to be very, very cautious with this trade, so I'll say like buys above this level. I'll say buys above that level are accurate, and then from like a patience perspective, and then we want to get sells below this point, like realistically. We want to be really patient, or even like sells below this point, but at the same time we want to really wait. So today for GU might be no trade day whatsoever. No trade might take place on GU. UJ is moving extremely slow. That's okay. Although it might be creating some form of like downwards momentum, at the same time, like we just broke above like a strong level of support on the 4 hour. So this 1 hour kind of was the breakout, so this could be just a retrace, to be honest with you. So we don't want to get into any trades right now. We can possibly look for like a buy above this level, and then a sell possibly below this level, possibly. So that's what we're gonna wait for. If those scenarios don't pan out, I don't think I have a trade today, to be 100% honest. That the US dollar is strong and the Japanese yen is weak, so in my mind that would make it so that it would be more so pointing at US buys. We can't use the strength meter as a very strong level for our confirmations. But what we can do is basically just use candles without a doubt. So we had this bull run, and this bull run got stopped out because we had this like hour candle close bearish. So because that's happening and we're breaking lows, we're still in the between these strong levels of resistance and support. This is a strong level of support. This is kind of a weaker level of resistance, but very long, strong level of support. So if you start to break below this level in these candles, then I can see us starting to sell and dump off. I won't be very, very accurate in this sense though. So what I'm going to do is, you want it to be more around the bodies of the candle. So that's what I did. I just adjusted it to be more around the body of the candle, which makes sense too because like now that I did so, the bottom of this range is on this particular candle, and this candle is the breakout candle. There was no other candle aside from this one that broke out, so it made sense for price to continue selling. So we're waiting on our hands, just idly. Today might be a no trade day for me whatsoever. I might take no trades whatsoever. And on top of that is Friday. The music is kind of overbearing. Turn it down just a little. If this price point would have just stopped right here, it would have made it a bit harder, but because it already broke above and now it's retracing, it's a little bit easier. Because price may continue up or it could continue down. However, if it continues down at this point, I don't know if I want to take a sell. Maybe at this point, possibly. But even at the same time, like this whole area is pretty dangerous to me. We're in a downtrend. And when you're in a downtrend and you're rejecting a level of support, you are looking at now a bullish scenario, and now it's creating that bullish scenario and could potentially buy here. So that's something that we have to look out for. Essentially, opening a buy right now would be like a nice idea, because then you can put like your stop loss below this point, which is like 15 pips, and then you can take your take profit at like the next level of resistance, which is right here, which is like 20 pips. So basically 1 for 1. Very good trade. As a paper trade, that's something that I want to take, but I'm not taking anything right now. I'm actually looking for buys to continue to in this area, so I'll actually even just, this is the only scenario I'm looking for today, and potential, like looking for actively. But if we get impulse as a sell, we might take that, but it's all the way down at this level right here. Potential buys above, we'll say 110, 492. So that's kind of like where we're looking to take buys above. So we'll see if that pans out. If not, we don't have to stress anything. This day, however, is very, very organized in the sense that like support and resistance is here. We had the break, we're having a retrace. If price continues and creates some level of support here, I'm gonna just take buys before this point with the anticipation that we're gonna get momentum from New York, and it's gonna push price up. Now I just have to find a price point where price can say, okay, I've taken enough pips, and I think it's this one. So it's this price point right here on the 4 hour. Let's check that out on the 1 hour. This area here to the left, which is kind of ugly. A clean candle. So we're gonna have a bit of trouble exiting this area. So the safer buy would be if there's a level of support created here or even here. and then creating that level of support, then we can take price up to here, eventually to here, and like leave a runner. So we'll see how that pans out. We're just waiting. Also thinking, and I don't really actually want to think this, so I actually won't speak it into existence. I was gonna say, like, what if it starts to break lows, like these situations, but I think it's different because we just broke above this high. So because we broke out of this level of support and resistance and created our high, I think it's now retracing to create some level of support and then continue up. So we'll see. It looks like right now that lows are being broken and lows are going to continue being broken. At the same time, however, there's this level of support. I think price might break this top and continue upwards. I just can't. I'm just not confident enough to bet money on. If this buy was like closer to over here, maybe a bit more confident. But at the same time, both are very risky trades, mind you. Both are very risky trades. So the reason why is because you're still under a level of resistance. The only reason why this is better though is because you have like more space. Like taking right here, you have like 11, 12 pips before you get to some form of resistance. But here, like you have about 2 pips to get some form of level of resistance. Which means that like price already had trouble breaking out of here. See, it closed below, came above, closed below, now it's creating some level of support. Breaking this level of support, I wonder if something impulsively can be entered into. If I was being aggressive, I would look into that sell, but for now I'm just waiting. And it would kind of make sense, like if it continued selling and then continued selling in this area, because then this would be a fake out. This whole thing right here would be a fake out. So we will see. News at 9:45. US dollar is strong. JPY is weak. Both are strong. That's why it's in this range. Having a hard time coming out of that range. Sometimes what happens, and it's very strange, I've seen this trade happen earlier this week actually. I've seen this trade happen earlier this week where price came and, but it happened like just before New York opened. So it made sense before New York opened to be able to give that last little push. I'm not going to get in this. I want to, but maybe it's like a last kind of push situation. What would be the stop loss? About 6 pips. Yeah, that's kind of really nice. It did just break the top. We're in an uptrend. see that. I can see that going in the long run. I'm gonna have a lot of risk management on this trade. A lot of risk management on this trade. And the reason for that is because one, we're on a Friday, and two, I just want to just have this trade be stress-free. So we definitely don't want to risk too much right off the rip. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this 1-for-1 at 10 pips stop loss and 10 pips take profit. So that is 1-for-1. Let me zoom in, make sure. Okay, perfect. So that's set. So if price starts to come into this area and starts to flip back flip back as a bear candle, I'm going to close 50%. I might even actually close the whole trade, but we'll see. And I'm actually going to move my stop loss to 7 pips. This is about like 5 pips. So I'm going to move my stop loss to 7. So I can lose even less if it goes in the opposite direction. So this is just like a really good idea of risk management. So I'm anticipating, because price broke up into this zone, we had retracement, we have a level of support, and I think price is going to respect this level of support and continue up with pre-New York momentum. I can't guarantee it, but this is just something that I'm looking out for. So we will see. We will see. Price is moving slow, which is it's just, it is what it is. But we're still gonna have really good risk management on this trade. We don't want to be in a situation where on a Friday we're looking to risk everything. It's just one of those ones where we want to take a small amount of profits from the market if the market gives it to us. On that note, what I'm going to do is I think I might let my full position run, just on the basis of one, learning, and two, but in having good risk management, you're saying to yourself that if your losses are small and you get a normal win, then you're going to be able to increase your profit, as opposed to because what I've been doing recently is only looking to trade How many times? 3 to 5 times per week. And in doing so, I'm limiting the amount of trades you can take, one, but also two, I'm decreasing the amount that I can lose, which has been a very, very helpful tool. And increasing my account, I can do that naturally. But what holds me back is my losses. So decreasing my amount of losses will be very, very pivotal for my trading career. On that note, we have 5 minutes till this hour candle closes. I'm gonna still have the same basis as it does. This trade does suit me. We're in an uptrend, so we're creating some level of support. We will continue to have our stop loss below this level. So let's see what's going to happen. I didn't even put this down. So this is going to be a long, and we're going to be looking to take one for one. Actually, this one, the stop loss is going to be below this candle low. So we're just going to go ahead and take this out now. And then if we go to the upside, let's just move this over a little bit. If we go to the upside, then we are looking for 10 pips. So let's do that. 10 pips is actually just going to be above this area. So this is how much we're looking for. On the possibility that that does continue from that area, then we're going to just say to ourselves, there's the possibility of getting to this area as a whole. Like this final area, sorry. I can't see it because my indicator, but this final area. So we just broke out of here, just waiting. As you can see, we're probably in about like 1 pip of profit, maybe 2 pips. So this is kind of actually, I like to be able to see my zones, so that was kind of like getting in my way. So we'll see. We'll see what will happen. Currently sitting just above break even. We're gonna have a breakout candle like really soon. I'll be right back. much as it is I still have this trade open. I'm thinking of doing a reversal before it heads up. If it does a reversal, it'd have to stay above this level. I have my stop loss not at this level, sorry, below this level. Below that level. So it would realistically have to stay above this wick, which is why I have my stop loss there. But at the same time, like, the trade pan out a little bit, because we in essence what it is that's happening is the dollar is strong and JPY is weak. So in that sense we should continue up, but we can't guarantee it. We're just waiting to see what's going to happen. If we do, then we can like move our stop losses to break even, that kind of thing, and then allow price to continue to push given the New York open. So right now we're just waiting on our hands. We're not really doing much. We're still in the trade. I'll be back. I'm gonna make some tea. trade be just held until it either hits stop loss or goes to break even, but this trade's looking very terrible right now. What it looks like is, it looks like a 15-minute candle just closed bearish, sorry. And if that happens, then price is more likely to break the low of this 15-minute and then continue in the opposite direction, even if we're in an uptrend. So right now, there's not really much to go off of. We might get the 15-minute, then this one that we're currently in to continue to break highs. Pretty unlikely, I would say. Stop loss placed on the trade, so that's good. If we lose this trade, two things will happen. My trading day and trading week, more specifically, will be done. So it's been a long trading week, so I'm happy about that. As well as it will be a learning experience as a whole. I'll be able to go back and just see what could have been done better, what could have been done less, what could have been done not at all. So in this trade, what I'm going to think to myself as well is that because we're at this level of support, I'm going to start to readjust that level of support. So right here, we have price trying to break out of this level right here. And in doing so, it just makes it so it's a cleaner experience as a whole. And price, if we break out of this area, can get to this area, which is 30 pips away. So it was very unrealistic to try to wait for price to get all the way down to this level. So when we do that and we say to ourselves, hey, we're looking for like sells below here and buys above this level, then when we do that, when price starts to break lows, then we can enter into a sell, which would kind of make sense because the dollar is kind of strong, so it makes sense. Right here, USD JPY is moving funny. There was a buying opportunity, but now that buying opportunity
At Walmart, we have back to campus in the bag. Get electronics, storeroom essentials, fall fashion, and stationery all at low prices. Shop in store.
Oops. Sorry about that. So this is I remember there was let me show you. I was in the market. There was a doji candle. What day was this? This was Wednesday. Yeah, so there was a candle on Wednesday, so this would have been July 21st. Are we on July 23rd right now? Oh gosh, okay, bear with me one moment, that's terrible. Okay, I'm back, sorry about that. So that was 21st, which makes sense. Where was the 21st? So the 21st, we had a doji candle and then a continuation. Where was that? I think it was right here. Yeah, it had to have been right here, around this area. So what had happened was price had a level of support and resistance. Right here, I believe. I can't find it. But like what I was trying to say is that like price, I think it is this one right here. So price came, closed as a doji, and then continued up for at least another 12 pips. So like that trade earlier for me was like really good. This trade's a little different though because we're below a level of resistance. So I'm really anticipating price to be pushed up above this level of resistance, like around now or in the next 30-minute candle. If that doesn't happen, I'm more than likely going to close this trade early because really it's just it looks like and it's set up in such a way that it'll be a buy, but with USD JPY specifically, very specifically, there's a lot of manipulation, a lot of market makers just moving the market. And people call this manipulation, but at the same time, what it is just natural flow, because it's already been doing this for how many years? For probably since we've been born. So in that case, if it's already been doing something for 20 years, how is it that someone's manipulating the results if it's already been doing that? It's just natural flows of moment on the USD JPY because of the personnel or people in it. Same way, the same way that gold moves fast because of the whales in it and who are investing in it. So it's all about the people investing in it and the market makers and who are putting money into the market. So with USD JPY, there's a lot of stop loss hunting. So if you have a stop loss here, it might hunt that stop loss. Is what I find. So right here, we're breaking above tops, but there's no significant guarantee that price will continue. If this was like 7:45, well, it looks like we kind of are continuing now, but if this was 7:45 a.m., if this was 7:45 a.m., I would be so confident that we would continue. Next 15-minute candle would continue. We are just breaking the top right around here. Broke that top smoothly, very smoothly. Continuing to break tops. Waiting patiently here. Price is now continuing to move bullish. We're looking at getting to this level around here. When I get to around 4 or 5 pips, 5, 6 pips, I'm going to move my stop loss to break even and then call my trading day a day and say that that was a successful trade. Whether or not it hits break even or continues to go bullish, I'm going to say that my day was still a successful day because I want to end my day in 3 ways: break even, small stop loss, or sorry, small stop, small loss, or a big win. So I want to finish my day in those 3 ways, and I feel like that's how I'll become profitable. And profitable doesn't mean like $1 million, $3 million profit, which like that's like my kind of goal. But at the same time, that's not what it means. I was thinking about the other day. Profitable means like if you can go from an account that's like nothing basically, and then build a 200,000 over 3 years, man, that's a huge game changer. You can take out 60 of that and have a down payment for a house and mortgage the rest of the house and still have 40,000 in that account to trade with. You can trade the whole thing and make $1,000 a day, and then over 50 days, 60 days, you'll have another 50, 60,000 if you're successful in those trading days, which you more than likely will be because you've built your account to 100,000, so you know what it means to be patient. And then you could take out that 50 to 60,000 after those 2 months and then have a down payment for your house or your condo. 1 second. As you start to move your stop loss to break even, you can subsequently move your take profit. Not to not take profit, but to subsequently, after you get to like around 10 pips, move your stop loss to around 5 pips to say to yourself, hey, if it hits 5 pips, I'm done for the day. But if it doesn't, then I can take 15, 20 pips. And then when my account grows and I have a bigger account, what I'm thinking about doing is basically leaving my break even, leaving my stop loss at break even, and closing like 80% of my trade and letting like 30% run, and that 30% can be like what I'm trading with now or bigger, right? So that's something that I'm going to be doing in the future. I'll be right back. So in a moment's time, we're going to break this top. And as we do break this top, I'm going to subsequently move my stop loss to break even, which is around here. Okay, so we just broke that top. I'm now moving my stop loss to break even. My trading day is done. My trading week is done. And if it stops me at a break even, I don't mind. That is one of my goals that I want to complete. Is to finish my trading day in one of three scenarios. Those one of three scenarios are going to be 1, break even, 2, a small loss, 3, a large win. I don't want to finish in a large loss. The most I want to do is finish in a small. So as I was talking about, I did move my take profit to around like 15 pips, around something like that, right? So then what I'm going to be doing is, as price is about to hit my 10 pip mark, it actually just did. So I'm going to move mine to 8 pips. You know what I can do as well? I can say to myself that this is like, how do you say, Friday, I have a stress-free trade, we have a lot of momentum. I can just leave my stop loss at break even for today and use my same technique that I was referring to earlier. Maybe let's say Monday, but I still have my stop at break even right here. So if price comes and it decides to stop me out, I'm done for the day. I'll probably just go simulator trading. Simulator trading is so good because it makes you smooth, it makes everything slow down, it makes you able to see like moves. So this move, we have clear traffic. We just broke out of this actually, which is huge because this area was a level of support and resistance I was talking about. We should, from a technical point of view, just continue up now. Like I should be able to move my stop loss even actually right here to in profits. I don't think I'm going to. I'd rather just leave it at break even and be stopped at a break even, because I don't want it to be one of those days where there's the potential that it can go 20-30 pips, and I've just let my trade close out at like 3 or 4 just because I feel like that's like getting scared. And if you have your trade at break, if you have your stop loss at break even, there's no need to be scared. So again, I got in my trade early on UJ. The amount that you can the amount that it costs to get in a trade is not large. So as you can see here, price is reversing, looking like it wants to come and hit my stop loss, which is definitely fine. I don't mind at all. If it hits my stop loss, it hits my stop loss, because I want to finish the day in 3 ways. So right here, we're coming back into this zone that if you go to the left, 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 keep going to the left. Should have zoomed out a little bit, but let me zoom out. Okay, zoom out. So when you zoom in, this area that it's coming back into now is a price of major consolidation. So that being said, because we have this major level of consolidation, if it comes back into this level, we're more likely going to see that it's going to do something more along the lines of this. It's not going to happen like every time, but because we're in an uptrend and price is having trouble breaking above this area, more than likely we're gonna continue downwards. Because price is saying that I don't want this price. I don't want this price. I want this price. I want these prices. So that's something that's probably gonna happen. I have my stop loss at break even, so this is a risk-free trade. There is no risk in this trade for me whatsoever. I am just basically sitting on my hands as my trading day is done, and my trading week, most importantly, is done too. I think that's so important because, like when you think of a trade, you want to think a trading week. You want to have the same concept in that trading week. You want to finish that trading week break even with a small bit of profit or a large bit of profit, and then continue that the next week, and the next week, and the next week. And if you have a week where you've lost right off the rip, like 1-2 trades, kind of substantial losses, like just in my mind, I think to myself that I'm going to just sit on my hands and just wait for the next trading day to come about, because it's like I was saying, you have 3 to 5 trades per week, and out of those 3 to 5, you don't want all 5 to be not profitable. So once you get to like 2, you kind of want to call your trading week. Once you get to like 3 losses in a row, you kind of want to call your trading week. You can be like preservative and conservative, and just like very like, you can be in the market trading still with technicals and like very, very small lot sizes, but at the same time, you're not, at that point, you're not really looking to make money. You're just there to like improve, do small trades. But even at the same time, you can demo trade, paper trade, or simulator trade. And I've been doing a lot of simulator trading lately. And on my simulators, now what I'm doing is paper trading. So I'll say to myself on a paper trade, hey, like I'll open a sell here, quote unquote. So I'll just put a line here on a simulator, and I'll see what happens. So price will come and break out of this position, and then we'll come back, and then I'll see all this stuff, right? So when you paper trade, it really gives you an opportunity to just breathe, not get in the market. Whatever happens in the market happens in the market. Whether it's a win or loss, it happens, and you can just really take away the making money aspect of it. That's what simulator trading does too. It really gets you into the mind and focus of the momentum and where it's going. Because I could clearly see we're in an uptrend. I can clearly see that price was reversing, and I can clearly see that the US dollar was strong. And when all of that's combined, it just equals this up, little small. It equals higher highs, higher high, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, to continue into higher highs until we reach a strong level of support, which is right here. And when we do so, then we're looking at reversals, or for price to break out of this. On a Friday, it's very unlikely, so we might let like a runner do the distance, but even then, I would rather trail my stop loss at a bit less than what it's at, and then let my full trade do the run. Because if it hits my stop loss, it hits my stop loss. I can care less. But if it does like the whole full run for 40 pips, oh man. Because I don't really see 40 pips though on the horizon. I mean, zoom out. We gotta see if there's. Yeah, we have another level of resistance right there. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. So for now, we'll just take this out. We'll say this is the ultimate take profit. And we'll just let this run. Right now, we are running in profits. retracing. I wonder if this is like a mini retrace to continue upwards. What I want to do is start to learn in the future if there's going to be, because with UJ, like I was saying on one of my live streams this week, that if price doesn't hit your stop loss, you're looking at like a lot of pips. So I'm going to start to learn with UJ like mini reversals and how you can get in at another possible trade in order for price to continue to break highs. So that's actually probably going to be in the future, not now. My trading week is done. I'm sitting on my hands, doing nothing now. I'm gonna go have some tea. Price is reversing right now, which is fine for me because again, my stop loss is at break even. I don't mind at all. I'm gonna go have some tea. I'll be right back. So SafeMoon is a really, really great cryptocurrency, and the reason why is because a lot of countries are on board with it, but also people like Larry O'Brien, the guy from what's it called? Shark Tank, right? So if you notice, like, it went up a lot. At one point, it came down, went down. So now it's at a low, like it's at a very, very prestigious low in comparison to where the high was. And people believe that it's not going to go back to this point, it'll go higher. So if you have like 500 right here, like it's going to be like probably like, I'm not a financial advisor in any way, but it can be like a couple thousand. It's the same to say about other currency pairs as well. Have a decent amount in your cryptocurrency. It will be flying soon. So that was cryptocurrency very quickly. Just duplicate this. Search up X2P. X2P is a real it's effy, really, really effy, because like this huge lapse, let me go to it, 1 month, this huge bullish trend right here, it was like like a hoax or something, I don't know, they didn't allow people to take out their money, so if your trade went up to like 20 bands or whatever, they didn't allow you to take out your money, which is so strange, another one is obviously Cardano is massive coin, which is super cheap right now. Putting in $1,000 right here in the next probably 2 months will double your investment. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but it's just going from like $1.10 right now that is trading at like $1.17 to the cap where it was $2.50 or something like that. That's a double of your investment. So right here, we're still currently trading in USD JPY. Trading in profits as price hasn't come down and stopped us out yet. It looks like it will though. We're about to get the New York Open in 10 minutes, which is exciting. So let's see if we can get some bullish momentum here. See if we can have price be pushed all the way up. Even if it does not get pushed all the way up, our trading week and trading day is done. We are going to be stopping trading after this trade, regardless of what happens, and I'm going to be doing a lot of simulator trading this weekend to learn the markets, become comfortable in the markets, and whenever I trade in a simulator, I have like just a better feel for the market and a smoother feel for the market, is what I will say. Resistance if you look to the very, very left. So I did say that we were going to have trouble in this area, but breaking out of this area in complete honesty would probably yield us probably 20 pips, 15 to 20 pips. To be on the safe side, once you get to around like 15, you want to move your stop loss to 10 pips. Starting to think of my Forex account as a savings account as opposed to an investment account. What's that? I don't want that. Because when you think about an investment account, you think of making money really, really, really fast. But at the same time, like if that was the case, you would have like some form of like someone you're watching that does that. I personally don't. So that's why I'm thinking of my account as a savings account. And I'm gonna just basically continue to saving it, and just now when I trade, it's such like a calm feeling, and what I mean by that my goal and what I'm going to continue to strive for is 3 to 5 trades per week, which is basically like there's going to be no trade days. There's going to be one trade per day max, and any days that I trade 2 times, it's going to make it so that one day I'm not going to be trading on. So in doing so, that will be like very, very great risk management. But also, like, I'm just not stressed out. I don't feel forced to need a trade. And in making my Forex account a savings account, and also the concept of 3 to 5 trades per week, 1 to 2 trades per day max, has really just created a calm in my life. And I feel like that's going to be one of the most successful contributions towards my Forex journey. Who knows, there might even be weeks on end where there's no trades whatsoever, which actually is the case in December. When you get to like November, December more prevalently. So what it is exactly, it's after the first week of December, those last 3 weeks of December and the first 2 weeks of January, there's minimal to no trading volume, as well as volume is so sporadic that you kind of are sometimes at the will of the market, and you don't want to be at the will of the market. You want to be able to control your emotions, control your trades, stop losses, take profits, all that good stuff, as opposed to just putting in a trade and allowing the market to do its thing, which can take you for like 80, 90 pips, which can be a lot of money. So why I say this is because you want to be able to know what's happening in advance. You want to have like be able to look at the grand scheme of things when things are happening. So the grand scheme of things are kind of like, when you look at a year, you have 4 quarters. You have like January, February, March, that's 1 quarter. April, May, June, another quarter. July, August, September, another quarter, and so on, right? So forth. So when you take that into consideration, you say to yourself, okay, last quarter there's no momentum because of Christmas, holidays, everybody's going on holidays. You come into the first quarter, January, February, March, right? This is generally speaking when people are coming back into the market, there is going to be more volume, but it's still kind of in that space where people are coming back from vacation, that kind of thing, right? Now, when you go to the next quarter, quarter 2, now this is just right before the holidays. People are looking to do as much trading as possible before the holidays, right? And then when you get into quarter 3 is summertime, so there's not going to be as many people in the market, that kind of thing. There is still going to be volumes in all of these time frames, but there's going to be more volume in quarter 2. So now when you break it down to a monthly basis, right, you say to yourself, okay, in the month you have 4 weeks. So those 4 weeks, you have the first week, second week, third week, fourth week. And for the first week, the very first week, you have people coming into the market. They're just coming back from their jobs, maybe, right? It's a new month, so they're going to be a little bit sluggish, right? It's not to say that there's not going to be volume, but there is going to be less moves as opposed to the second, third week. There's going to be more volume, more momentum, more people in the market looking at the charts. And then the fourth week, like the bigger whales in the market, they're not looking at the charts as much. They're they're taking their time and taking it easy. So the same can be said if you even dial it back to the weekly. You have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So it's all about perspective and scaling out. And that's why, like, when I come to the market, I always start at the daily to see kind of what's been happening in the grand scheme of things. And I want to be able to, in the near future, be able to tell stories with candles. That's definitely something I want to do, because when you can say this candle might do this and this and this, you're anticipating what might happen beforehand. It's not to say that you're going to trade that exactly, but it's to say that you're using your imagination to see what can be out there. So right here, we have about 2 minutes till the New York Open. I have my trade at break even. So we are risking nothing on this trade whatsoever. If it stops me out, it stops me out, so be it. I mean, I don't control the market, And one of the things I don't want to happen, and why I'm trading 3 to 5 days, 3 to 5 trades per week, is because I don't want the market to control me, right? So not only do I don't control the market by all means, not in any form, way, form, or shape, but I also don't want the market to control me. I want to trade one trading session per day. Now, early in my trading career and later in my trading career, I want to trade from 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time each and every day. Look for a setup like I'm in right now and just call it a day. That's what I want. It seems very, very stress-free. Very, very stress-free. So right here we have the New York Open. New York Open is at 8 a.m. This time frame is like a minute behind. And we might get stopped out here, but if we do, that's totally fine. Again, we have our stop loss at break even. Let's see what's gonna take place. top, and if we do break this top, I feel like just to end my day off in profit, I'm gonna move my stop loss to around here and just signify that I am just done and I want to guarantee my day in profit. What we can also do, however, is we can leave our stop loss here, right? And in doing so, we can say two things. We can say that if price comes back and hits our stop loss, well, then it hits our stop loss. I have to have a bigger account and be able to take 80% of my trade out here and let the rest run, and if it hits my stop loss, it doesn't matter. And if it does continue up, then we still take significant profits. But in essence, what I'm saying, if I move my stop loss to here, is that I'm saying any reversals that come about won't stop me out. Will stop me out. Sorry, any reversals. However, if I leave my stop loss here, it's basically. I'm just thinking to myself here, because we're at the end of the week, I want to be able to go back to the beginning of the week and see what worked best for me, what didn't work for me, what things I'm going to want to bring into next week, and what things I'm not going to want to bring into next week. One of the main things that I want to bring into next week is when I'm trading, when I'm just going through the markets and looking at the candles and the candle setups and support and resistance and support being broken resistance being broken or support being set up before breaking resistance, is I want to not do anything in the morning when I'm trading. Just give trading my full attention, fall in love with the process. Because right now this is a risk-free trade. Not risking anything at all. And we're just going off of that. Another thing I want to bring into next week is just really, if I'm trading on GU, just really waiting for the proper setup and not rushing anything. Because this looked like a buy. It even like broke the candle lows, but then the next one it broke right above. And you can say to yourself, well, okay, this low didn't get broken, so you wouldn't want to trade this. But this was a really, really good buy. Because this level of this price that we were at previously was at a strong level of support, very strong level of support. This one right here. It made sense for price to create from a level of support because now we're in an uptrend. So it created a high, created a higher high. See when it's breaking out of, okay, so it's creating a lower low, right? And in doing so, then it's creating a lower high. So now you don't want price to break up above this lower high for this downtrend to be continued. See, it always stays above that previous high, right? Sorry, it stays below that previous high, right? So with this one, however, it broke that one. So now we're saying to ourselves, okay, that now this is the possibility for price to start creating higher highs. So the higher high. Possible higher low. This is a lower low, so not really. But now we get a higher high outside of this zone, and then higher low again. So we're in a bit of a range, and then we have full breakout here. So it's definitely an uptrend, and because we're in an uptrend, price creating a level of support here, breaking that level of support, re-entering that zone of price. You can say to yourself that if we break this level of resistance, then it's safe to say that price will continue and then break this area and then give you some form of pips. And that was how much pips? 14. So this is a really good trade. This could be an impulse move. It's a really good trade. So I find that hugely when price breaks a level of support and then re-enters the previous price zone, it will then and subsequently move through the other price zones pretty smoothly, I find. So right here, we're just waiting to see what will happen. Price, if I was to move this and just take these off really quickly. So price created a high just recently and is now retracing. But in all honesty, the way that it's been moving, it's going to continue. It may continue, sorry. It may continue and then create like a higher high and then subsequently create a higher low around this area. So I'm looking to take profits around this area, not too much today because it's Friday. We're not going to be looking for home runs today, but if we are, we're just going to trail stop losses. So for instance, when we get to like 15, move stop loss to like 10 pips, that kind of thing. But right now, definitely just stop losses at break even, just right here. We're just waiting for price to break out. Waiting for price to just break. It did technically break out. So this is kind of maybe like where we're having trouble again in that area that I drew to the left, possibly. But I think the top of it is like right here. The top of that zone is like right here. So we really shouldn't be having trouble. And this is when I was saying it's going to move very smoothly through that area. It moves so smoothly. Like, I mean, that's how many pips. Oh, I can't see. Okay, bear with me. That is 5 pips, very smoothly. That can be like a completion of a trade, technically speaking. Right here, looks like we're about to break a top. Let's see what's gonna happen. Let us see. Man, I mean, with USD JPY, it moves so slow. Is the only thing. Like with this pair right here, it just moved like 15 pips with the potential of moving like 40 pips if it does this whole entire move. But again, we're between two levels of support and resistance. The only thing I could say is from a technical standpoint, it's creating level of support again at a level of support, which if it's doing so, it makes sense for it to buy. Um, which I know is wordy, but man, USD JPY is moving super slow, but it's okay. Like, I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day because one, we're risk free, and two, it's Friday. But I think this will go the distance. Um, I think it'll go around to like 20 pips. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. But yeah, what I wanted to bring into next week is definitely just is for sure just when I'm trading, just doing nothing while I'm trading, not looking at anything else. Just if I'm looking at anything else, it's from like an investment point of view, like cryptocurrency or like stocks. But no, aside from that, nothing else. Nothing else. Let's see. Yeah, this trade's taking quite some time. I'll be right back. One moment. Sorry about that. What we got here? Man, price is just. I mean, I feel like it's gonna go the distance, which from an entry point to this level right here is. Let me see. From my entry to this point right here is approximately 20 pips, right? So now what I'm thinking to do is when I get to around 20, moving my stop loss to 15 and saying to myself, if that happens, that if price retraces and hits my stop loss at 15, then I'm fine with that because it's Friday. My trade's been done for the past like 30, 40, 50, no, probably like 30 minutes. It's been done for like a little bit of time now. Whereby I moved my stop loss to break even. I did that at like 5 or 6 pips. But in price going at 20 pips, if I move it to 15 and it comes back and it hits my stop loss at 15, then okay, so be it. But if it goes the long run to go for like 40 pips, then it's a win for me for sure. So this has definitely just been a stress-free day, very stress-free-esque. The next level of resistance is not for another 60 pips, so I can definitely catch like 40. So I'll put like my ultimate profit actually at half of this. So ultimate take profit will be around this area, to be 100% honest with you. So it's not going to be as high as that. So from my entry, which is like right here-ish, count to like 40 pips. Yes, I'm going to take off this one and take away this one, and we are going to go ahead and take away that one. And really just when price breaks out, if price breaks out of here, we can get to this area, and that just ties into me just moving my stop loss. If I get to 20 pips to 15 pips, when I'm guaranteeing 15 pips, and 2, if price does not hit my stop loss, then it'll continue the distance for 40 pips. So we'll see. We will see what happens. And if price comes back and retraces to my stop loss, I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. Another thing that I can do as well, because it's so stress-free, I can just leave my stop loss as is and basically just move my take profits to like any level I want in anticipation of it going there, and then just keep on trailing my stop. That's something I can do as well. We'll see. now we have a brand new candle opening, and this brand new candle actually is going very, very bullish to the point where it's actually breaking lows. And when lows are being broken, so for instance, let me zoom in here. Lows are being broken, and whenever lows are being broken, it means like the end of a trend, and maybe like a reversal. So this may be a key reversal area that we're in right now, where price is actually trading in, which ties into what I was saying, going to the left. That's why we have candles like closing below here. It kind of makes sense for price to reverse. If it stops us out, it stops us out. I don't mind. Yeah, it's so if price stops us out, we're getting stopped out at break even. This particular trade, like this exact trade, is that, how do you say, this exact trade has been risk-free for about like 40 minutes now. could be happening right here is that, how do you say, um, market makers might be looking to stop people out at the most common place for people to enter, which would be right around this area. So price might come down to create a support in this area, stop people out, and then continue to go upwards. So create some level of support and then continue upwards. But I won't be phased. I won't be phased because, like, like my trading day is done and has been done. So right now I'm just chilling, just waiting, thinking of ideas of how to like build my account up to like proportional sizes, within the next 2-3 months, and then just be able to make larger trades, large risk-free trades. I need that to be the motto, just risk-free trades, just trading risk-free and managing risk and managing money better. That is definitely where success is going to come into play for me. So this is kind of what I was referring to when you're breaking lows, and when you're in an uptrend, you're breaking lows. It means that there's a reversal. So right now, price is reversing. I'm gonna just let this stop me out. I would much rather. I was talking about it earlier this week. I would much rather price just stop me out at break even than me like stopping the trade early, because like there's the potential or possibility that price might just shoot up, and if it does that without stopping you out, then your stop loss was valid, your entry was valid. There's a whole lot of confirmations for being just valid on your trade. It's very comforting to know that where you entered was a place where price didn't reverse to and then went up to 40 pips or 20 pips or 10 pips, or it's very comforting to know that. But in essence, I also was talking about it earlier in the stream that what I want to start to do is build my account to such a level where my 1% trade is, let's say, double of what it is right now. So then when I take out 50 or 80% of that trade, I'm leaving a runner whereby that runner now can do the work for me, as opposed to me having to, like, the one, I'm taking profits, increasing my balance, and then the runner can do the work for me as opposed to myself doing the work, and having the stress about that work that was completed, right? I can just take profit and just be stress-free, very stress-free. So right now, just chilling, sitting on my hands, not doing anything. This is a stock. This is a stock, and it's currently trending at around $14. Its all-time high. Let me zoom out. It's like a really good stock to buy into right now. So it's at $14 right now. Its all-time high was actually around, whoa, $300, right? So you're basically buying it for like if you buy, like, let's say if you buy right now, let's say if you buy hypothetically, if you buy, let's say $500 worth, so 500 divided by 14, you're gonna get 35 stocks, right? So then 35, let's say if we multiply that by its high that I went to, right? So your $300 investment, oh sorry, but $250, because this was its high. Let's see if it goes back to its high. Your 500 investment will then go up to about $8,928.57. So that amount is based on just depositing 500 into your trading stock account. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so would not be financial advice. But depositing that amount, and as you can see, it's like breaking highs. It went from trading at like $6 per share to now at 14, so it's really good actually. I don't own this share yet, but it's a really good one. I'm gonna look towards buying it because of how nice it is. Oh, wait, what? What's this? Oh, I know why. Okay. Yeah, I know why. So right here, we're about to be stopped out, which is definitely fine. I'm just gonna go over areas of after this stream, because the stream for me is about to end actually. But after this, I'm just gonna go over areas of improvement for next week. What things to do and things not to do. Right there, we just got stopped out, which is definitely fine. My trading day is finished. My trading week is finished. Long trading week. Got stopped out at a break even. And some of the things that I'm bringing into next week is just really being diligent in terms of my support levels and resistance levels. Maybe even creating some form of what I did here was, here's what I'm gonna do. As this trade just stops, I'm going to remove all drawing tools. So what I did last night was I came to the 4-hour chart. Close this real quick. So I came to the 4-hour chart and I said to myself, before this candle happened, price was just trending from here to here. So I drew that out. And then when I came in the morning, I seen that this 4-hour candle had printed. So when that happened, I had also seen that price was reversing in such a way that it looked like it was creating support, which it did. It did overall create support right here, right? So when that was happening around 7 a.m., there was a new candle being printed. This is the new 7 a.m. candle. So when that was happening, I seen that support was being created. So I said to myself, if we're breaking highs in this area, then we're going to continue upwards. So I placed my stop loss here below the previous 30-minute candle, and I waited for this move to pan out, which it did, which was a very nice move. I think it was like 12 pips. And I wanted this to go the distance, but it didn't, which is definitely fine. Today was a stress-free day. There's no trades being opened for myself. I'm done trading-wise for the day and for the week. But what I want to bring in next week is, one, not doing anything during my trading session at all. I don't want to trade outside of my trading times whatsoever. On the simulator, I'm trading GU, so from a technical standpoint, I have to be way more diligent for GU. No random trades, because I think I got a trade between support and resistance, and it was a random trade, and it was bad. It was supposed to be very impulsive, but it was bad. So what I'm going to be looking for now going into next week is just being very diligent in terms of supports and resistance, and just trading the trend. Really, you know, if JPY is weak and the US dollar is strong, then just trading that trend. and you even have to go to this currency meter to see that the US dollar is strong. You can see it in the fact that it broke out of this level of support and resistance. The 4 hour, a candle closed above. So you can just see that. Let me just think of a couple of things that I don't want to bring into next week and a couple of things that I do want to bring into next week. Sticking to my trading plan, without a doubt. Knowing when there's no trade days and when there is a trade being set up, definitely planning out news in advance or stuff that I want to bring. I'm not going to be trading gold going forward, so I don't even think I'm going to be actually looking at it. There's going to be days when I'm going to be trading UJ, and there's going to be days when I'm trading GU. And the distinctive difference between the two is the setup that's happening for the support and resistance. If we're breaking support or resistance, and then subsequently breaking the low, or if it's that price is still in a range, right? So if we're still in a range, we don't really want to take any trades. Last but not least, I would say that I want to continue going into next week with the mindset that my Forex account it will be, and forever will be, a savings account whereby I dictate the trades on that savings account, but I'm looking to trade 1% or 2% per day, and just being really patient, really patient, because those who are patient get paid, and those without patience, they pay. So I'm going to be very patient. This trade, I was so patient, oh gosh, so patient. I told myself, man, I don't want to sell unless it gets to this area, in which case I would enter into this price area and then sell off. So I said to myself, I don't want to sell unless it gets to this area, and I drew out a line here, and I was telling myself, let's be very patient. And I told myself that if price continues here, what's the likelihood that it's going to just continue to push up? I told myself that, and I told myself that it would be a high possibility to continue breaking, as we did break a level of resistance. So on that note, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to go back and watch this video and look towards things I'm going to be taking into next week and things that I don't want to be doing. And I don't want to be making reckless trades. Oh, another things that I want to do going into next week is do 3 to 5 trades for the week. 3 to 5 trades, and a lot of simulator trading. And making content and putting it on Instagram. I think what I'm going to do on the weekend is, for the videos that I've made on Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, I'm going to put those videos on my Instagram, as well as the pictures to correspond with those videos. For now, take care. I definitely got better today, because I closed my trade with a trade of break even. Take care.